on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see them as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Board Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Bill of Rita, I do think that worked. My preemptive fun fact is that I just got the paper towels to wipe the butter off my hands from the salted pretzels of Wetzel's Pretzels in Paramus Park, New Jersey. Still drinking my mango or strawberry lemonade, Bill of Rita, on Kumar Emmett's Heart of Influence on this fun Friday. Bella, as we explore the superpower of integrous influence, please, who's here?
Sean, of course, because it's Dr. Kumar Emmett's Heart of Influence. We have some extraordinary individuals together, of course, coming from the great nation of Canada, Edmond, Canada, in real estate since 1998, a principal at a local office of the second largest commercial firm in the world, a true expert in the industry, mainly focused on office space development, energy properties, helping clients find the right property and save money, investigating markets for what others may not see, also protecting nonprofits using every commission to give back as a part of their philanthropic as well. Let's welcome to the show, Shane Asbeck.
Is it Shane? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is Shane.
Yeah, Shane, welcome to the Heart of Influence, Kumar and Emmett style. And of course, we start this off with a fun fact because Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour, Shane, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So this game is kicked off with a fun fact. Could be a headline, please, not a story, but a headline. And it could be an adventurous moment, proud moment, surprising moment, shocking moment, anything, Shane, that would make us say, Shane, no way. So please, Shane, what is your headline fun fact?
Well, I'm a retired competitive dancer. I at the age of 42 started dancing with my wife, tap dancing competitively, and unfortunately during COVID, it's a little too difficult to get the moves over a screen, so we retired. I do miss it, and yeah, tap dancing is a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. That's a beautiful hobby. I do have a white suit. I disco dance competitively, and Belvry and I are taking that on a national tour coming up soon. She doesn't know about that yet, but we'll be talking about it.
I just found out about this, Shane. I didn't even know we were competitive dancers until right now.
Yes, and I'm going to wear my shirt button down to my belly button. So, Shane, are you ready to do the things?
You betcha. But let's meet on Dancing with the Stars.
Let's go. Dancing with the Stars, Bella Vrita. Bella, Shane's a star. So are you. So are Mint Kumar. All these folks. Who else is here with their heart-centered growth mind, please?
with their heart-centered growth mind. And thank you for the idea of what now to dress you for Halloween. I think I got it now. Thank you very much. Coming from, yes, it's happening. Edmond, Canada, of course, executive level leader, passionate about helping others develop their own leadership capacity, always building new relationships and possibilities, embarking on a new career supporting organizations in leadership enhancement, development for governance systems and risk mitigation, business continuity and planning. Let's welcome to the show, Anushka Fernandez. Did I say your name correctly?
Almost. It's Anushka, but thank you.
Anushka, welcome to Amit and Kumar's Heart of Influence. Anushka, welcome, and please your fun fact.
Well, I have two because I'm looking behind Shane, and clearly we're both season ticket holders to the Edmonton Oilers because I have that same lithograph of Darnell Nurse in my house as well. But the fun fact was I did a student exchange to the country of Tunisia with a group called Canada World Youth in the middle of my university days. And as part of a theater play that may have been a bit misinterpreted with the French, English, Arabic language barrier, I think I accidentally got married there.
That's fun. Incredible. So are you still not sure if you're married?
No. No, I went back 2 years later. We sorted the whole thing out, so it's all fine.
Perfect. Anushka is a Wayne Gretzky lover, not married to him, and she's not married to anybody else by mistake either. Bella of Rita, we've got it. Let's go.
We've got it. Next up from Park City, Utah, previously worked for an international startup with 120 employees, growing in 2 years to 600, leading a team of 17, listing on the NASDAQ after tearing down and rebuilding the entire system from scratch. Started at a company 3 years ago, taking on 5 clients and 4 employees within 6 months. The startup junkie she's known as, helping founders scale and grow with expertise in fundamental HR with the goal to get herself fired. Let's welcome to the show, Guinevere Crary.
Guinevere, welcome. Congratulations on all of your exponential impact and growth. And please, your fun fact.
I am a Lego nerd, and my husband and I play with our Legos. I don't say play. We build our Legos. We play with them every Monday night after dinner. That's our thing. And then on the weekends. And now I've gotten totally addicted to adding lights to them. So now I'm going back and rebuilding them to add lights into them. And I probably still have 6 or so sets left to build. And we celebrated our 9-year anniversary this year. And what did we do? We stayed home the whole week and built the Titanic.
Wow. So what's the most pieces of anything you've put together for Lego?
The Titanic, for sure. Yeah, it's almost 10,000 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, it took us about 4 hours a day, 5 days in the week that we took off to build it. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that would have taken me about 4 years. So that is truly amazing, Guinevere. Bella, growth-minded, heart-centered, impactful humans. And you know what actually Guinevere would say is cool? Is owning what you love doing.
And that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful to hear that. So that is as cool as could be.
One of my values, do what you love.
Absolutely. Guinevere is cool. Bella of Rita, loving the Legos. Let's go.
Loving the Legos. In all of your spare time, we could build the Titanic. I think it would take about 15 years with all your spare time.
Perfect.
Next up from Boston, Massachusetts, CEO of business consulting firm for HR, talent acquisitions, talent management, and runs a player time every week with people from all over the world. Hosts a podcast on growing your business with people. Past guests include CEO of Hyatt Hotels, co-founder of Amazon Web Services, led talent acquisition for 28 years from 100 million backed financial firms to Fortune 4 companies, with teams hiring over 1 million people across 70 countries. Let's welcome to the show, Jeffrey Lackey.
Jeffrey, impact player for sure. Welcome to the Heart of Influence, Jeffrey. And for joining, by the way, the more than 8,000 people that have been on the show. So congratulations for joining that ecosystem. And Jeffrey, please, what is your fun fact?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm going to blend a fun fact here. So I'm one of these unusual people that you might read. I was thinking Anashka, how we're talking how cosmopolitan she was, and then think about Guinevere, how she loves Legos, and how I could blend all that together into one fun fact. And the fact is that I'm actually was born in the Philippines, which most people can tell right away. And then I studied Swahili as my language in college, and then in Rolls-Royce we actually built a full-size engine of a Trent engine, aircraft engine, made out of Legos that did fully work and was tweeted out by the Prime Minister of England as well as the White House whenever it went to the Paris Air Show. So it was a lot of fun. So really appreciate you having me on the show.
Jeffrey, super cool. Getting the fun fact spell of Rita and Legos tweeted by the White House and Buckingham Palace, I'm hearing. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Legos tweeted by the White House. That is fun. And next up from Columbia, Missouri, he helps leaders and teams find their way to handling change and thrive amidst the chaos it inevitably brings. Started his career debugging code. Today, he helps people debug themselves and move forward with balance and resilience, even when they don't know where they're going. With early warnings if they're about to go off the rails, let's welcome to the show, Michael Hunter.
Michael, welcome to Amit and Kumar's Heart of Influence, and please your fun fact.
Well, I was going to say about how much I read, including in 6th grade being certified to have read over 500,000 pages that year.
Wow.
But with the cosmopolitan theme we have going, I'm going to change that to the one time when I was in Colombia, the country, I accidentally ordered a cocaine juice instead of a coconut juice. Because there's one letter difference.
Yes. So
Was
I'm
it
hearing
free?
that was by accident. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Bella's fun fact is she ordered cocaine juice on purpose. Bella Verita, back to you.
I don't think, maybe about 20 years ago I would have, but that I'm shocked that you can even order a cocaine juice. But I did learn today, Sean, that if you mix a Coke and a protein shake, apparently it's really good. So that is the new thing that I learned today. So I'll give that. I'll add a little protein shake to your next Coke, which I'm sure you'll be thrilled for.
Ugh, yes. Thank you. On we go.
On we go to the gentleman who brought us here together. One of the gentlemen that brought us here together from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, a physician for over 70,000 patients, a chief examiner in his specialty, and has built clinical service to serve over 1 million people. When his son was born with challenges, he searched the world for a medical solution, and being told he'd never be able to function fully, now helps his son run his business with expertise in business growth and exits, scaling himself out of his medical practice to serve his son's company. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Kumar.
I want to talk about inspiration, heart, growth mindset, integrity. Dr. Kumar and Amit, that's what they represent, the highest level. And sir, please, your fun fact, and thank you for bringing us all together here on Your Heart of Influence.
It's great to be here. I'll tell you, my fun fact today is that my wife told me, why didn't you tell them about the pen story? And the pen story is that I am this close to not being married because of pens. I'm a pen fanatic. And on the very first time I met Pratima, I called her afterwards and said, did you take my pen?
Oh
Which she had. My mistake. And I almost didn't meet her again because of a pen.
That is amazing. How many pens do you think you own?
Oh, I don't own any pens. I use one pen. This is a Fisher Space Pen, and it's got space refill. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It's like the pen. It's not about pens. It's about the pen. Is that what you're
That's how it works, Sean.
Yes. Thank you, Dr.
This
Kumar.
will sign the deals that will change the world. That's why pens are so important, you see?
No doubt about it. Bella Verita, don't take my pens or my Met hat. Let's go.
I'm not taking anything. Not taking anything. I value my life. Next from Edmonton, Canada, a human behavior expert leveraging what he has learned to get where he is with severe development delays and autism, attending a business program at 3 years old. Recognize that business moves the world, connected to human behavior and outcomes, consulting and advising owners and leaders through the dynamics of exit, mergers, and acquisitions while buying businesses themselves. Let's welcome to the show, to his show, Amal.
Amit, welcome to your Heart of Influence, brother. And please, on this fun Friday, Amit, what is your fun fact?
Well, with the world opening before us here today, I'm going to go with I understand Tagalog, the national language of the Philippines, because of all of the nannies who have helped with my therapy over the years.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing, Amit. No idea. That is outstanding. And Amit Kumar, shall we do the things in English, not in Filipino? Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Thank you. So I'm going to introduce our introducer, Amit and Kumar, this co-host Art of Influence. By the way, in her more than 1,350th episode, 1,350 times she's done this. Like, that's crazy. Like, I Love Lucy made like 100 episodes. So, and she has definitely got a Lucy streak in her. But this woman began her career in influence, selling crafts on her parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old. She progressed to being a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing by the age of 19. Yes, I said 19, teenager, 7 figures in network marketing, 3 words that don't go together frequently. But with her, Bella Verita, they do. The age of 24, 25, and 26, she was three-peating like Jordan, but not in hoops. Instead, she was Nevada's #1 business broker. In this male-dominated industry, she was Nevada's first woman to be their #1 business broker, let alone do it 24 as the youngest person, male or female, ever, and then 3 straight times. Then she became a trainer, coach, consultant, speaker on leadership, influence, sales with entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. So far, so good today. It's from a blind man. If I screw up, it'll be from YouTube. That happens a lot. She's also a philanthropist, raising 8 figures for charity with the Unblinded team, 2-time, about to be 3-time published author, and this heart-centered, courageous woman that put the heart in the Heart of Influence. In 2023, publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Kumar and Amit's Heart of Influence. Again, that woman put the heart in it, Bella Verita. Bella Verita, happy fun Friday. Our last Heart of Influence for the week, capping it off with, of course, the amazing Amit and Kumar. And please, Bella Verita, what is your fun fact?
I'm going to go with the fun fact that Sean took me to a Mets game last week where we were sitting front row right behind the, oh no, but that was earlier this week, wasn't it? Where we sat first row. I forgot that was still this week, behind the dugout. And I got myself a very fashionable official MLB baseball. That's my fun fact.
Right off the field. That is a very true fun fact statement. Bella Verita, love it. And Bella, let's go.
Let's go. But I'm going to introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016. The only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins, recently MasterCard. And when he's not busy flying around speaking at Fortune 500 companies, he is an incredible philanthropist that has raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, the dancer,
Thank you. Miss
What's
Belle
your
Reed.
fun fact, disco dancer?
Yes, not about disco dancing. So I thought about a couple, but two quick ones because I'm 27 years. The passion of my life has been how does yes with integrity be caused, the genesis of this show and the unblinded movement. So I'll go to two quick ones. In one of the most highly developed sales organizations on the planet, the Tony Robbins world, after I was up for the third time, it took me like those first two times to really get like where I was going. We 4x'd their prior record at Business Mastery Las Vegas, and Sage Robbins came and found me out by like the hot dogs and the other stuff in the back, and I'm blind, and all of a sudden there was like all these people around, pictures, cameras. She's like, "How did you do that?" So that is fun fact number one. Fun fact number two is that I was in an event for a business partner of mine, Chris Crone, who's a YouTube online influencer, and Chris had never raised more than $14,000 at any event that he'd ever done, and we raised 2.6 million for refugees and folks in the Ukraine. So that'd be a couple of fun facts about the superpower of Integris Influence, Bella Verita.
Oh, that is a good fun fact. Thank you for that, Sean. Very, very impactful.
Yes. And who is going first?
Let's kick this off with Shane, Sean.
Shane, this is what we're doing. We are exploring, after some fun and some silliness and lightheartedness, which of course always opens the listening of people, gets energy flowing. Now we're down to some heart-centered, real stuff. All of us have a desire to cause more. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. But the causing of more requires the word yes. Like yes causes things. It causes things in our leadership, our management, in our recruitment, and our fundraising for profit, not for profit, and of course in our marketing and selling. But the mechanism causing yes, when you bring together heart-centered, sophisticated people, like pitching, hooking, closing, yuck, don't think that's really working. What really works, though, is when we open the heart and mind of people and bring truth forward. So this is a research and development laboratory where you guys get to meet each other, have some fun, and you become part of this beautiful think tank in the space of influence. So Shane, Bella's going to be anybody you would like her to be. This is not Wolf of Wall Street, nor is it Boiler Room. This is not Shark Tank. It doesn't have to be a final yes, nor does it even have to be a sale. It could just be a yes to have a longer conversation, substance over form. So Shane, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with, please?
Oh, maybe Bella, you could be a CEO of a major accounting firm.
Oh, Bella loves being the boss, and she loves counting money, especially mine. Bella, take us in.
That is very true. Hello, this is Boss Bella.
Oh, hi, Bella. It's Shane Asbell from Cushman & Wakefield. I've been calling. I happen to notice that in our database, your lease is up in 18 months, and I'm just curious if you might have some time to meet for coffee to get to know one another better and see if there might be opportunity for us to be of assistance.
Yeah, I mean, my lease is coming up. It's something that is, top of heart, top of mind for us. So thanks for reaching out. And what is it that, because I get people that are calling all the time, obviously, things that people can find. What had you call us, and what makes you think that I should meet for lunch with you versus anybody else? Because I'm very busy. So trying to meet with everybody is quite difficult.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, similar to you folks, Cushman & Wakefield is a locally owned partnership, and we went through a lease negotiation recently, about 2.5 years ago, and I'd like to be able to share where the market is, where the trends are, working from home versus coming back to the office. Obviously, the world's changed a lot in the last 4 years since COVID, and just to share what we went through and what we've learned and what we're seeing in the marketplace, and to act as a trusted advisor and to assist along the way.
And do you guys typically negotiate? Like, tell me how you would rate your negotiating power.
I think it's pretty strong. We like to, we do mostly tenant mandate representation. We do have listings and help landlords, but the majority of our business, 85% is tenant representation or buyer representation. And, it's important to leverage a competitive marketplace. We're about 18% vacancy in downtown Edmonton, and there's a real good opportunity to leverage some competitive opportunities, and not sure if you folks would ever consider buying a building. A number of large companies prefer to lease, but there are occasionally folks that want to buy or at least look at a purchase opportunity while they consider a lease renewal.
Okay, I am fascinated. I am intrigued. I'll say I'm intrigued enough to at least have coffee and see where the conversation goes, as long as you bring the coffee to my office.
You betcha. And did I mention I can bring my tap shoes?
Oh, perfect. Well then.
Perfect. White suit,
if you bring
tap
coffee
shoes.
and tap shoes, I'm in.
So, Shane, great job. Bella, Shane's got it going on. And where are we going from here?
Next up, we have Anakusha?
Anashka.
Anashka.
Yeah. Please, who would you like Bella to be, Anashka?
So I would like Bella to be the president of a small business in Edmonton who has been struggling with high turnover lately.
All right, Bella Vrita, take us in.
Oh, hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. This is Anashka Fernandez. We met at an event last week, and following our conversation, I wanted to follow up with you about the struggles that you mentioned on the staff turnover challenges that you're having. I was talking to you about some of the succession planning services that I offer, and I wanted to know if you would be willing to set some time and just let me tell you a little bit more about some of the things that I could do to support your team in increasing your staff retention and building a stronger team so that your company stays strong through the coming years. I know that you've been in business for 30 years, and I want to make sure that your company stays strong to the next generation. So.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, we have been struggling a little bit with retention in the last few years, especially since like post-COVID. People wanting, more to stay home. I really feel like people should be in the office. And so, more people are struggling with, wanting to stay at home. And I think office environment's important. So it has definitely been a struggle for us.
Yeah, for sure. And you're certainly not the only one. It's been, I think we're all learning through the process, and especially with the new generation of younger people coming into the workforce that have totally different expectations for what a work experience is going to be like. We've learned a lot over the past 4 years. So there's a number of different strategies that I can share with you in terms of what's worked for clients of businesses of your size to keep that corporate culture going, even if you're going to have a remote or a hybrid workplace. Because really, I know AI is coming and everyone is thinking about the implications that's going to have. But at the end of the day, we still need people to do the higher functioning decision-making tasks, and holding on to the talent that we've got is really important. So yeah, I would love to spend some time with you and just be able to explore some of the challenges that you're facing more specifically in terms of maybe the age groups that you're dealing with, the office environment that you have, and how some of our planning services can help you be strong, not just for succession planning, but also planning in terms of business continuity in case, God forbid, there's another pandemic or some other sort of natural disaster that keeps people away from the office for an extended period of time. We're very focused on making sure that businesses have good continuity planning, especially the small ones that don't always have the resources like, large multinational companies.
Well, Anushka, it's definitely a challenge. Sounds like you have some expertise in the area, and would love to set up something else. Anushka, if maybe you can bring coffee. Now, the last gentleman that I spoke to said he was going to come and tap dance at my office. I don't know if you have any skill sets that you can bring that are valid.
I sing, I tell jokes, so you name your type of entertainment and I can provide it.
Perfect. Singing and jokes, I'm in.
Yeah, Anashka, great job. Appreciate you. We're gonna get to the feedbackers now. Bella, what we got for Anashka? And
I'm sweating.
Anashka, you did great. You did great.
Anashka.
Yes. Awesome. And next up is we have the judges. Judges, otherwise known as feedbackers. This is the time that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Michael or, for either Shane or Anushka. Something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little next step. Is that next step you'd rather go to a dentist and have a root canal than have to have a longer conversation with Anushka or Shane? I don't think that's the case. So maybe the next step is like, a good cup of that Tim Hortons coffee and a little bit longer meaning. Maybe it's a tap dance and a joke to go along with it, but you'd like to get to know Anushka or Shane a little bit more. So maybe a good cup of coffee will do it. But if that's not enough time, then maybe you'd willing to take them out to like a nice long meal where you're like, maybe you rent a private room and you're having appetizers and dinner and dessert so you could spend like hours together. But if that's not enough time that you would want with Shane or Anushka, then you would be willing to rent a private jet, pick a Anushka, Shane, of course, Dr. Kumar and Amit, and fly anywhere in the world with Anushka and Shane to have the longest meeting possible, because you can have a lot of conversation on a 12-hour international flight. That's all I'm saying. So let's kick it off with Hunter. Hunter, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Shane? Oh, just unmute for us, Michael. There you go.
I liked how you put everything focused on Bella's problem and how you could support that rather than showing up as this is what we do and this is why you should be talking with me.
Beautiful. And what would you do next? Like a little cup of coffee, maybe a seafood tower, steak dinner in a private room, maybe even all the way onto your private jet because you were so blown away. What would the next step be, Michael?
I would always start with something short in person.
Cool.
So that, which might be
caffeinated or non-caffeinated?
Water for me.
Let's go.
We'll come to whatever they like.
We're having some water and coffee, maybe Bella Rita. Let's go for what do we got for Anashka?
For Anashka, let's go. Guinevere, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anashka?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that she kind of queued it up and shared what she understood the problem was and how she can support that and help you get through that problem. I've always been taught to we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so talk less and listen more. And I felt like in both scenarios, I think we were working on queuing up the background a little bit. So it's not like the real case scenario, but hopefully in real life, we're listening more than we are talking. So that would be feedback to all of us. And I would definitely go and get a drink or a meal. But I don't do coffee, but I'm a teaholic. So yeah, it can be caffeinated or not. It doesn't do anything for me. So I can literally, you can inject me with caffeine and I will be asleep 30 minutes later.
I mean, we can all go to Colombia for a cocaine drinking.
I might accidentally try that too. I don't know. This is a cone of HR silence, right?
This is cone of HR silence. Guinevere not having cocaine, but she is having caffeine. She's going to inject it, and it won't matter. Bella, let's go.
Let's go. Next up, let's go, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Shane?
For Shane, well, thank you very much. Shane, I think you did a wonderful job teeing up the concept. I think the Guinevere gave some wonderful recommendations in terms of what did you learn from the conversation. So what questions did you ask to be able to use to be able to guide the conversation might have been some of the feedback that I would have said, because the catch in that conversation to make it interesting, the person on the other side has to feel listened to. So I think you had good information, but you were, but what do they call it? Spraying and praying. all over and hoping that it would hit instead of asking a couple targeted questions to be able to figure out what would be the thing that would be most relevant to the person.
Outstanding. Bella, no spraying and praying. We wouldn't have any caffeine, steak, or jets with that. And please, Bella Verita, where are we going?
No spraying and spraying. Yes, what you said. Next up, let's go, Amit. Amit, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Anushka?
Anushka, I think you did very well speaking into Bella's pain. I'm guessing it was based on your prior conversation, and I would echo Guinevere regarding the use of questions.
And when the next step would be, Amit, a little cup of coffee. Are we like shooting up caffeine? Are we having a steak dinner or a private jet? What's happening?
Steak it is.
Let's go. We're eating, Bella. I'm hungry. Come on.
We are eating. I got a Coke and protein shake I'm sending your way since you won't be hungry anymore. Next up, let's go, Dr. Kumar. Dr. Kumar, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Shane?
So I think Shane, I like the connection, and I think you did address the locally owned piece and the representation of tenants. Like you've got expertise, you can help her with what her issue is, and one thing that I know Shane has learned along the way, and it's hard in 3 minutes, but man, book that time, get that time slot before you go, because Bella likes to hide.
This is true, Dr. Kumar. This is true. I can't, and I'm blind, so it's like not fair. But Bella,
I can't even hide at a Mets game.
Yes, Amit and Kumar. That's right. She was on camera on the big screen. So Amit and Kumar.
And I'd have steak with Shane too.
Oh, thank goodness. We are fed twice, Bella Verita. Thank you, Amit and Kumar. You know what time it is. And listen, everybody. Bella thinks it is only hospitable of me to jump on the hot seat since our good friends Anashka and, of course, Shane did so. Bella, over to you.
Yes. So this is the time in the show that I have the opportunity to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because Shane and Anushka, you both had to do it. So I think Sean should do it as well. But I'm going to give him a scenario that he has no idea about. Actually, I'm going to give 3. And Dr. Kumar, Amit, you guys get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can scrap them all together and come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
We are.
Yeah. All right. Option number 1, since we got some Lego fans in the house, and I was reading that in Canada, the support of Indigenous rights and reconciliation is an important topic in Canada right now. So I thought option number 1 is Sean could role play Guinevere going from hello to yes with Legos to come out with a kit that is an Indigenous art and storytelling kit that would support the Indigenous rights in Canada. So that is option number 1. Option number 2 is we could do a little reverse role play. Sean could play Anushka going from hello to yes with Stantec, which is an engineering and architecture firm there in Canada, to help them with their hiring issues. So that's option number 2. And then I was reading that Service Credit Union is moving locations. They might be needing a new lease. And so, maybe Shane could help him out with that. So option number 3 is Sean could role play Shane going from hello to yes with the president of Service Bank or Service Credit Union. So Kumar, Amit, those are the 3 options I have for you today. Do any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you would like to see Sean do?
I think the storytelling books is likely challenging enough. And I think let him sell that to Jeffrey. Are you up to buy indigenous books?
Okay, here we go. Sure thing.
So Kumar, Amit, do you guys want the scenario was so would Jeffrey play the CEO of Legos that Sean's going from hello to yes to get them to come out this kit, or was it something else? I just wanted to be clear.
I think CEO of Lego is good.
Okay. So Sean, you're gonna play the role of Guinevere going from hello to yes with Jeffrey, who's the CEO of Legos, for Legos to come out with an indigenous art and storytelling kit with proceeds going to support the indigenous rights of the indigenous people of Canada.
Interesting. Yes. Okay. So thank you for that.
Yes.
So Jeffrey, how about your Mr. Jones, like Lego CEO? Cool.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Hi, is Mr. Jones available?
Hi, this is Mr. Jones. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. This is Guinevere, Mr. Jones. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. It's still a good time.
Yeah, this is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Mr. Jones, I know that you know who you are. I just also want you to know that I know who you are and how precious your time is. I'm really grateful for the 2 minutes and 45 seconds we have left. And Mr. Jones, I'm just curious because I want to speak into your listening. What prompted you to even accept this conversation in the first place? I'm super grateful, but what's the, why prompt for the conversation?
Well, actually, I was born and raised in Canada, and I have a number of people who, of friends and acquaintances who are Indigenous people from Canada, and I think that this would be a really cool idea for us to explore. But I'd always thought about ways to support them, but hadn't really come up with something that that could be using or leveraging Legos.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for that. Much gratitude. So what I'm hearing is impact supporting not only contribution and philanthropy, but to Indigenous peoples. And how can that support Lego and you get involved to grow the Lego mission? Am I hearing that correctly?
That's perfect. Yeah. But also the fact is Lego, we still have to have to find a way to reach out to broader groups of individuals as well. So this also expands the population of people who might be interested in purchasing Legos. Obviously this is a tough market, and so we have to expand our base.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm hearing that loudly and clearly. The dynamic of vertical diversity. Am I hearing that piece correctly to expand the Lego footprint? Correct? Okay. So in our final minute or so, Mr. Jones, may I share a couple things then that may or may not resonate with solving some of these challenges?
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So Mr. Jones, there's a concept called integrative complexity. So when you go to the marketplace, as you well know, because Lego's done such a remarkable job of bringing forward strategic partnerships, what I may call ecosystem mergers. And in that space, we want it to be as simple, clear as possible. And that's the front facing, because the confused mind doesn't say yes. But behind the scenes, and what we're trying to do here, of course, fully in integrity, there's many benefits and values that we want to find. Like, how can we do one thing and have it cause 10 positive outcomes? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So in this situation, what we're present to, and this model from these friends of ours, Kumar and Amit, who know this interesting blind guy, Sean Callaghan, and he's broken fundraising records charitably in a whole bunch of different settings, professionally, personal development, and corporate, otherwise. This model that we'd love to talk to you about is how can we create a Lego set for Indigenous tribes that would not only be in service of Indigenous tribes to spread the footprint of Lego, to expand the identity, but how does that massive amount of goodwill not only wash over Lego? Here's the key, because like a lot of that we've heard before, but the piece after that is, how do we create a ripple effect so other strategic partnerships get caught on fire for Lego? So the idea would be that this is the next powerful and first, in my mind, at least, if I missed something, please tell me, for Lego to create a philanthropic partnership that actually not only raises money charitably, but expands the brand of Lego and becomes a duplicate dynamic for additional strategic partnerships. For example, blind people, deaf people, for example, Latino, the African American population, or the African North American population. So we have done 4 focus groups, and the results have been staggering for how this could be a tipping point to not only raise $1 billion for charity in 3 years, but could also increase Lego's market cap by 42% over the next 2 years. And so, Mr. Jones, I know we're at time, but my simple, and all this is backed up by focus group, accountants, folks, economic valuation experts. Would it resonate with you or not to have a 60-minute conversation following this with your entire team, or just yourself, or anybody you'd appoint, to go through these numbers and see how this could do good, and we could do so well by doing good? Please, Mr. Jones.
Now, hey, hold on just a second, Sean. Hey, Daryl, go scramble the Lego jet with the Lego Rolls Royce engines on it. We got to go meet out with Guinevere right now, okay? Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay,
well, thank you.
Where are you at? I just need to go pick you up, so we'll be there in a minute. Yep.
We're coming. I'm in Kumar and Amit's bedroom. That is perfect. So amazing. Thank you so much for that. Great job in that beautiful role, Jeffrey, as Mr. Jones. And how was you did a wonderful job. Super cool. Your feedback was great. You're obviously a masterful communicator. And how was your time today overall? And how did I do as Guinevere in that role, please?
Excellent. Obviously, the feedback was, spot on. And the best part was you figured out how to get inside of what I was thinking and expanded on my idea and helped build it up to something that was even bigger than what maybe I would have initially been thinking about. So that was really good.
Oh, thank you, brother. And great job. Appreciate your presence today, adding to the more than 8,005 folks that have been a part of the show. And you do proud to that legacy. So thank you very much. And let's go Guinevere. Guinevere, thank you for permitting me to be you in that scenario. How'd I do as you? And how was your time, Guinevere, on the Heart of Influence with Kumar and Amit?
Yeah, I mean, I love it because another one of my values is to give back. So I love the fact that you connected it to charity, and it was all really about working with each other to help improve society and communities out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you for everything you're doing. Your heart is fully received and present here today, Guinevere. So thank you. Anashka, thank you so much for being in that participant seat, sweatiness and all. And thank you for the courage and stepping forward. And please, how was your time today, Anashka? Did a wonderful job on Kumar and Amit's Heart of Influence.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. It was really fun to just meet this group of people and learn a little bit more about everyone. So yeah, thank you. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you. Beautiful job. What I did not share as a fun fact with our fine friends from Edmonton here is that I was a New York Islander fan as a child, and the Edmonton Oilers broke my heart because the Islanders, I think, won 4 straight Stanley Cups, and then the Oilers took over hockey with Wayne Gretzky. So Bella Verita, from that place, please.
From that place, let's go to our other participant who kicked us off, which is probably the hardest seat in the house, but did a phenomenal job. And so, Shane, how was your time with us on Dr. Kumar and Amit's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, it was a really good pleasure to meet you all, and thanks for the invite. And it's been a while since I've done a pure cold call like that. I usually like to network like Anushka and, make it more organic, and just the idea of really getting to that coffee meeting, and then you get into the in-depth questions, and really the phone call is just tip of the iceberg. But yeah, no, it was great. And Sean, I have to tell you another fun fact. So yeah. My family moved here from Windsor, Ontario in 81. I was in grade 6, and I was a huge Islander fan. And that fall, they were going for 4 cups in a row. The Islanders won 4 in a row. Edmonton won like 4, and Edmonton won 5 in 7 years. At any rate, halfway through the year, January, we move here. I'm this skinny little scrawny kid from Windsor, Ontario, with this Eastern twang accent, and I'm cheering for the Islanders. And that was the first year the Oilers made it to the Cup final, and Islanders beat them 4-1. I was not a popular kid. I remember one day they brought us all into like the music room, and they had the big TV on the on the cart, and we all around, and of course I'm cheering for the Islanders, and everyone's just like, so. In Canada, junior high is grade 7 to 9. So I made a conscious decision. You know what? Next year, I'm going to be an Oiler fan. And sure enough, they met the Islanders that year, and it was drive for 5. The Islanders lost. The Oilers won their first. And even if I'd wanted to be an Oilers fan, just the dynasty of the 80s, the Oilers were so good. Hopefully, we'll get back to this year. And anyway, I had to tell you that story because I love the Islanders, but for my own sake, I decided to
health and life.
Jump bandwagon to the Oilers.
and how could you like ever root against the Oilers though? Like, and Gretzky, the magic of it.
Gretzky and Curry and Coffey and Messier, all those. Yeah, it was amazing.
The highest levels of mastery. So thank you for sharing that. That is
you're welcome.
Fun fact. And thanks for being on the Heart of Influence. Bella, we got great people here. Let's go.
We do have great people. And before we get to our co-hosts of the day, let's hear from Mr. Michael Hunter. Michael, thank you for being here. And how was your time on Kumar and Amit's Heart of Influence?
This has been great. I'm always happy to discover other art-focused people like everyone here. There can't be enough of us. And I especially appreciated, Sean, hearing how you bring that into the sales process. That gives me inspiration.
Thank you, brother. And we always say that the greatest salespeople in the world sell nothing, right? It's the loving pursuit of the relevant truth and leaving people with just clarity in how to make a choice. So thank you for seeing us. And I believe that's the core of my existence. So thank you, brother. And from our heart to yours, thank you for seeing us. Thank you. Bella.
I think that brings us to Kumar and Amit.
Of course. Kumar.
Did you started with, I just want to make sure you started with Guinevere, correct?
100%.
Okay. Yep. Then that takes us to Kumar and Amit.
Awesome. So Amit, your show, The Man, Let's Rock and Roll. Thank you for everything that you did. Kumar and Amit are our partners here at Unblinded, our certification partnership. And we appreciate them at a high, and I mean like authentically, like not in name, like this is what we're doing. And so Amit, brother, please, your final on your Heart of Influence.
We are delighted, super pumped that each of you has demonstrated a willingness to step into a different way of thinking, a different way of meeting others. We ourselves have partnered with, ecosystem merged with the Unblinded family because we saw that they had a way. No, they have the formula for going from hello to yes. And they do so in an integrous way. I think of the discussions we had before each of you came today, and particularly your question, was it going to be worth your time? And I dare say, how much more effectively anywhere could you have spent 1 hour to meet these fine folk? And to play off of that, you know, we have each of us worked to go out into the world and to meet others because all business is built in relationships. And to do so one-on-one, you know, coffee gets expensive in terms of resources and time. Steak dinners get even more expensive. And what you, and I don't just mean the dollars. And so what happens here is that we have, in the course of an hour, given you access to other networks Each of these people here has got a network onto themselves that you now have access to by being here. And I will say that it is our hope that we do business with each of you here. That's why you're here. Okay. In explicit format, we would love to do business with each of you. And we started by giving value first. Our value is by helping you build relationships. And we look forward to growing our relationship with each of you as we go forward. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumar. Beautiful job. And we could always have like an umbrella, a set of steak knives, or we could have relationships that could lead to, anything. A couple other free gifts for you. First, we have our ebook on group influence. The dynamics of what we talked about, and records being broken and things, there's a science and a formula that's integrous. So a lot of times folks think that our communication models are a part of who we are. Nothing could be further from the truth. We're not born doctors. We're not born accountants. We're not born speakers. And we're definitely not born people that lead, manage, market, sell. It's just not genetic. And so how does that look? What is that all about? That's our gift to you, number one. Number two, mastering men, women, and money. Our webinar coming up with Allison Armstrong, virtual speaking engagement. We have approaching 3,000 people registered as of today. We anticipate getting about 4,000 people registered, and that'll be October 22nd. And that is our gift to you as well. Second and third, we have a business acceleration session for you. This will help you pinpoint. I know a lot of folks here have a high degree of mastery in platform building and acceleration. I stake my reputation on the fact that that session that you'll have will support you in seeing some powerful distinctions that will really help you see what you didn't see to move things forward. So those are our three gifts to you, for you, on behalf of Kumar and Amit. And Bella Rita, our final.
Yes, my final is, first of all, phenomenal job, Kumar and Amit. It does take a lot of energy and effort to bring people together so they can meet each other and they build relationships. And this show was for you guys. It was for you guys to meet. So definitely exchange information. Kumar and Amit will get that to you. I also sat in the seat of Anushka and Shane about 3.5 years ago. I was pretty certain I came to teach Sean the things that I knew, because I knew a lot at that point. But I quickly learned that there is actually a difference between sales and influence, and especially causing influence at a sophisticated level. So I'm super grateful that I'm still here 3.5 years later. If any of that interests you, definitely take us up on that business acceleration session and our webinar, because we'd love to continue that relationship. And Sean, back to you.
Yeah. Thank you again. Definitely connect up with each other. Definitely move things forward, make things happen. And we end every show by saying this: I may be physically blind, which I am. Can't see anything in front of me, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration that sit right in front of all of us. So often they're right here, but at some level, Bella, Amit, Kumar, at some level, we are all blind
and just learning to see. Have a great day, everyone.
Great job, Kumar and Amit. Thanks. Happy Fun Friday.
you.
Go
Thanks,
Edmonton
everybody.
Oilers.